Welcome to the show, everyone. You know, I like to talk about everybody else but me on my show here, and we do that every day here, Monday through Friday at 1 o'clock. And I do want to say hi to everybody live out there on Facebook. I want to introduce my first guest because we need to talk about this. Is very important. My first guest has been on with me many times. I have with me Wes Peters, and he is the CEO of Gold Wealth Management. You're also the author of many books that you have written. First of all, I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, and then why you feel today when you talked to me, you said, Carol, we really got to talk. We got to be on the air today. And so let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, thank you, Carol. I grew up here in Phoenix, and right out of high school, I joined the Marine Corps and served 8 years in the Marine Corps as a mechanic on fighter jets. Excuse me. As a mechanic on fighter jets, and got out of the Corps back in '94, and I went back to school, got all my securities, all my insurance licenses, and sat down with families and essentially did financial planning. Helped them get out of debt faster through debt cascading programs. That way we could free up money for them to put towards their retirement, towards the kids' college. Did that for a number of years, and then back in 2009, I had the opportunity to go to work for a precious metals firm, a large company, and found out rather quickly that I was going from an industry that was very highly regulated, again with licensing and continuing education, and into an industry where there was zero to no regulation whatsoever. I mean, none. And worked with this company for over a year, and then decided that I wanted to start a company that was more zero pressure educational approach. And that's when I got the idea to start Gold Wealth Management. And I built the company on the same values that I learned during my 8 years in the Marine Corps: honor, courage, commitment, service to others. And really, you know, we have talked a lot about the seminars that I do. Every month we do a couple of seminars, free, no obligation. We buy lunch afterwards. We're all about education. We want to provide as much information as we can on all these different subjects, so people can do their homework, do their due diligence, and then talk about it with us with, again, no pressure, no obligation, no cost. Let's get those questions and concerns addressed. And then if you get to the point where you feel like, hey, it does make sense for me to convert some of my savings or my retirement account into physical gold and silver, I know we can do a great job of helping people. Being the CEO of Gold Wealth Management, you know, I make sure that everyone that works with us puts the client first. Customer satisfaction is our #1 priority. And I don't know if I told you this or not, but actually next Tuesday, I'm driving an order to Albuquerque, New Mexico.
You did, you told me. That's so awesome. Listen up, everyone.
Yeah. She's very nervous. She's never done this before, which I understand. And she was worried about, even though all packages are fully insured, she didn't want it being delivered by a carrier, or, you know, knowing that wondering if they figure out what she has being delivered or whatever. So now, you know, this isn't a $500 order by any means, but still, you know, I'm going to drive to Albuquerque and deliver this to her and help her get her safe set up and everything. She bought a safe, and I'm going to help her secure it to the floor and drop off her precious metals and turn around and drive back.
So you've said many times, if you don't own it, hold it, you don't own it.
Correct.
So I understand how she feels. She's not holding it yet.
Yeah.
So, but what's really cool is that you are actually going to the furthest extent for this client to feel comfortable. I mean, I didn't know that you were going to also, get the safe and put it in.
Install her safe.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I'll be taking a drill and a shop vac, and we'll be installing, bolting that safe to the floor for her. Cool. So yeah, that's, you know, it's about building relationships. That's kind of, I can't tell you how many clients, you know, have my cell phone number that I'll get texts from, hey, did you see this? Did you see that? And that we stay in touch with. So that's what it's about, is again, education, building relationships. Many of our clients order from us on a regular basis. You know, again, we have no minimum whatsoever. I have clients that they call me up every couple of months. Wes, I got $100, I got $200, I'd like to buy some silver, or whatever. So, that's what we're all about, is just trying to get the information out there. Investing in physical gold and silver is a lot less complicated than investing in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds where there are thousands of choices.
Yes, but you can make mistakes,
Yep,
right?
absolutely.
And a lot of people try and do these things on their own. They also see these, like we've talked about it many times, commercials on television. But it is crazy to do that when you have somebody here local that can talk to you. He does seminars. You have one coming up Saturday, April 4th. Want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, Saturday, April 4th, 10 a.m. at the Iron Oaks Country Club in Sun Lakes. We're going to provide lunch afterwards. And what we do during the seminar, and we just had one, what was it, last weekend?
Yeah.
The time's flying by. Last weekend at Pebble Creek Country Club. And had a really good turnout, just like we did in January. We try and do at least one a month. But we talk about what people need to know. People don't know the right questions to ask. And I'll give you an example. I have a couple that are clients now. Before they came to Gold Wealth Management, they did business with another company. And when they were going through the process, they asked the advisor that was working with them, they said, well, obviously you don't do this for free. How much do you make? And without blinking an eye, he said, I make 4%. And they thought, okay, 4%, they did, well, they made the purchase, and then they continued to do more research and learn more, and then they realized, whoa, wait a minute, we paid a lot more than 4%. And they called that broker and asked him, said, hey, before we did this, we asked you how much this would cost, and you said that you made 4%. We paid way more than that. And again, without missing a beat, he said, well, you didn't ask me how much it was going to cost you. You asked me how much I made. I told you how much I made. You should have asked me, and the thing is, the guy knew what they were asking. They wanted to know how much is this going to, right. And the thing is, she went to management, and the management had the same response. Well, you didn't ask him the right question. You asked him how much he made, and you told him. There's companies out there, and I'm not here just to bash our entire industry. There are good companies out there, but unfortunately, like I said, there's zero regulation in this industry, and people need to, again, do their due diligence, do their homework, and get educated, because a lot of these purchases are made on the fear of missing out, not having all the information, especially when the price is moving up and taking off. They're like, we got to get this done. I can't tell you, Carol, how many people I talk to that have no idea, that have purchased already and have no idea what they have, if it's going to generate a 1099 to the IRS when they sell it or not. So I would encourage people, even if you've already purchased, we can tell you what you have, all the ins and outs on that product, what you need to know if you're still kind of in the dark on that.
Now, your phone number to call is 623-640-5911. His website is goldwealthmanagement.com. He's all about education. He's all about teaching you at zero pressure and zero, there's no obligation whatsoever. First of all, what I love about you is that you really just want to educate everybody out there. You've written all of these books. We're going to open up the lines of the audience also for everyone to get, we want to give you a book, and you can choose which one would work for you best. And our number here is 602-277-5369. And then we're going to talk about the market too, because right now, things are going crazy. It's a bit wonky out there right now.
Right now, absolutely.
And we want to talk about that, and protecting yourself. We want to talk about that too. Again, his website is goldwealthmanagement.com. He does free consultations. It's 623-640-5911. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute. Okay, still live here in the room. Still live here in the room. Okay. And do you need anything, like a little thing? I got that.
No.
You okay?
I'm good. It's funny, when I did the seminar last weekend, it was like I had a sponge in my mouth, like cotton mouth. My tongue was sticking there, like I kept drinking water. I was like, what is going on?
Okay, so I want to come back, and we're gonna open up the lines to the audience again, but I do want to talk about the market,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
And also portfolio reviews. So yeah, I mean, for me, I think the most important thing, when people don't know what they don't know, I say that a lot on
Yeah.
my show. And I think what's scary the most is that we have this internet, right? And they go up there and they do things, and especially when they're buying and they're not tangible, it's not tangible. They're giving
Yeah.
out with their money, and I don't know how many people get burned on stuff like that.
Right.
And you probably know better than anyone.
Yeah, I mean, there's some very good counterfeit coins and stuff out there that, I mean, I have a couple that I use as samples, and I show them to people, and if you put it on a scale, like, and you can feel it if you really know, you can feel it if you dealt with it enough, you know?
Yeah.
But when you put it on that scale, you're like, obvious difference. I've got a couple.
You know
of
what to
gold and
look
silver
for though,
dollars, yeah.
most people don't.
Right.
And
Yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, like I said, a lot of people don't get educated, you know, and these companies treat it like all gold and silver's created equal, you know, and I hate the fact that they're always trying to move what inventory they have too much of. Instead of letting the client pick, they're like,
It's
oh, you
important for you to
should
say.
buy this,
Mhm.
you know, so. Oh, they're playing my
But-
commercial.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
You've heard it probably a million times now.
I play in my car when I'm driving. It's a song. Have you heard my commercial?
Oh,
You should just, it's the first time.
Yeah, it's good.
It's got a country. You hear country?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was hard to hit that high note right there, that one.
But you know what I was gonna say to you is that they think that the internet is educating them.
Yeah,
See, I
yeah.
think that's also important. So welcome back, everyone. We are sitting here talking with Wes Peters. He's the CEO of Gold Wealth Management. Just heard your ad there. We were talking during the break about how important it is for people to get educated, and I mentioned to you that, you know, that so many people go to the internet and they use that as their education, right?
Right.
And that's a little scary.
Yeah. Well, you know, the internet does provide a lot of great information, and at the same time it provides a lot of misinformation, you know, so you have to kind of decipher between what's, you know, what to believe and what not to believe. And again, I think if you're going to do business with a company, I think they should be providing that straightforward education that they can back up with third-party information.
And also, we have our lines open here for everyone to get a book of your choice, whatever, which one that you want to choose. There are some that you kind of think that are good for people. This one here you brought in today, we're going to put that up onto Facebook right now. But, you know, there's many of them, and you have your choice of which one that you want. Wes has been doing this for 17 years. And I think that what I like about you the most is that you really are passionate about what you do, but about helping others,
Right.
right?
Well, when we sit down with people, you know, if you think about it, you're talking about what people have, you know, worked hard for to attain. And so you got to take that very seriously. These are people's retirement accounts, you know, their life savings. And, you know, we believe in diversification. We believe in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate. Use those investments to make money. Use your physical gold and silver that you have in your possession. Again, this isn't a paper transaction. I get people all the time, well, do I get the metal or is it paper? I don't want paper. No, we don't deal in paper. We only deal in physical metal. You give us money, we give you the gold and silver of your choosing, whether that be bars or coins, bullion or numismatic. Again, there are some key things you need to know, and we explain all of those so you can pick which products you feel are best suited for you and your family situation, because everyone's situation is not the same. But you put your money into physical gold and silver, off the government's radar, off grid. I always say it's getting your money outside the traditional banking system in U.S. dollar. A lot of things going on around the world. You look at geopolitically, we started dropping bombs on Iran. And, a lot of people would think that Monday morning that gold and silver would go sky high and take off, when quite the opposite happened. Gold and silver have had a nice pullback. Gold right now, when I looked last, it was $5,120, so it's still over $5,000. Silver was over $90 last week, and now it's $82.87. And I look at that as a buying opportunity. If you like buying things on sale, especially silver, both gold and silver are on sale right now because they are going to go higher. The fundamentals haven't changed. This country's still looking at almost $39 trillion of debt. Banks are in trouble. And what happened with that pullback in the metals market this week, Monday and today, is the Straits of Hormuz. Iran hasn't sealed them off with their navy yet, but those tankers aren't going to go in and out of there. The insurance companies would probably tell those tanker companies, you go in there and something happens, we're not going to cover you. So that strait, 20% of the world's oil flows through that strait. That's 1 out of every 5 barrels of oil. So that's why oil prices have jumped. When oil prices jump, manufacturing costs go up, gas goes up, everything goes up. Everything runs on, oil's the foundation of that production, manufacturing. So now you have investors thinking, we got this conflict going on in the Middle East. We've got oil prices going up. That means goods and services are going to go up. That means we're going to have inflation again. That means investors that are going to invest in these bonds are going to want a higher rate of return on those bonds. So when those bond rates go up to get people to buy those bonds and treasuries, that makes the dollar stronger. Believe it or not, the dollar is rallying right now. And that's one of the fundamentals that drives gold and silver lower, is a weak dollar.
So right now is a really good time to buy.
Absolutely.
And I think what's really great is that for you, there's no minimums. You can take your baby steps with you, but get in on it now. The phone number to call is 623-640-5911. His website is goldwealthmanagement.com. You also do help people who have bought before. You do portfolio reviews as well. Please, have him speak to you a little bit about any questions that you might have, because if anyone that knows the answer, it's you.
Right. Yeah.
When it comes to this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's again, and there's no stupid dumb questions, but retirement accounts. We're still early in the year. I always tell people January, February are great months to look at your pull out your statements, look at your portfolio, look at your insurances and stuff. And at the beginning of the year, look at these things, and like you said, we can help do a portfolio review. Just take a look at things, and it doesn't cost anything. So why not, get an opinion and have a strategy in place? Because I'm telling you, we're going to get to a point in time where people are going to wish they had money outside of the dollar in the banking system. There's going to be a lot coming down about these banks for a number of reasons. One of our reports goes, into that quite a bit. So also, if people go to Gold Wealth Management, and they can go to our resources page, and you'll have to put in your name and email and to get in there. But you get in there, that resources section, and there's all these different ebooks on all these different topics.
Which we have our lines open here for everyone to get your choice of one. And now our number here is 602-277-5369, and I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show for it.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, when when people, I don't understand, I've asked you this almost every time, and I have to ask it again, because I'll never understand why people don't just diversify. I don't get it.
You know, it's,
It depends on the,
some of it is a fear of making a mistake. You know, like, I'll have people tell me, over the years I've had people tell me, well, Wes, I don't know the first thing about investing in gold and silver. And I start asking them about where their money's invested right now. And they couldn't even tell me how a mutual fund works. You know, what they know is their parents, their cousins, their brothers, their grandparents invest in 401ks at work. They buy mutual funds, whatever. But they can't even explain what makes up a mutual fund. So a lot of people, they don't know what they're invested in now. And gold, like I said, gold and silver investing is a lot less complicated than investing in these other investments.
and you have control over it.
Yeah, it's in your possession. The only time the metal's not in your possession, we'll touch on this real quick, is the precious metals IRA. If someone's out there sitting with an old 401k from a previous employer, number one, you're paying a ton of fees for them to manage that 401k. You'll save a lot of money by having it in an IRA just on fees alone. We can help you roll over that 401k or transfer an existing IRA with no taxes or penalties into a precious metals IRA that holds physical metal. Again, bars, coins, it is not paper. It's a physical metal that you're holding. The only difference is, with savings, we ship or deliver the metal directly to you. With the IRA, I can't send it to the client because the IRS would consider that a distribution, a taxable event. So it has to be stored at a depository, but we have a piece completely dedicated to the IRA that explains all of that thoroughly.
Check him out on the website. It's goldwealthmanagement.com. Again, his phone number, he does do free consultations, is 623-640-5911. You've got your seminar that's coming up Saturday, April 4th. It's at 10 a.m. at Iron Oaks in Sun Lakes. And that information up on the website yet too?
Yes, and they can also text that 623-640-5911 number to reserve as well. Call or text that number. We'll hold a couple seats for you, and like I said, have a nice lunch afterwards.
623-640-5911. What are your final words for today?
Final words for today are, again, just do some homework, request some
Be
information.
open-minded,
Yeah.
I think also too
Yeah.
is important.
Yeah, and if you're going to wait for your advisor to tell you to buy gold and silver, unfortunately, I think you're going to be waiting a long time. I always encourage people, we've talked before about the three reports that we have: the Buffett indicator, the PE ratios, and the margin debt that we have. That report right there alone, show it to your financial advisor, get their opinion, because it's all fact. I mean, they cannot dispute. Warren Buffett's sitting on $386 billion in cash for a reason.
Now, again, his phone number, you can call or text. You can also even register on by calling or texting at 623-640-5911. Write this down, Saturday, April 4th at 10 a.m. at Iron Oaks in Sun Lakes. He's doing a seminar there. Again, he's all about no pressure whatsoever, just educating you all. Again, his website is goldwealthmanagement.com or call 623-640-5911.